You have 500 games in your library. You spend 40 minutes scrolling through the titles. Then you turn off the console without playing a single thing. You are not bored. You are grieving. This is a billion-dollar psychological crisis. But it is not the crisis you think it is. In the next 12 minutes, you will learn why the industry stole your joy. You will see the hidden traps designed to keep you busy rather than happy. And we will figure out if games actually got worse or if we just grew up. Think back to the year 2004. You bought a game in a plastic box. You read the manual on the car ride home. You popped the disc in and it just worked. There were no day one patches. There were no battle passes. There were no skins to buy for $20. Today, the gaming industry is bigger than movies and sports combined. Technology has reached a point of near total realism. Yet millions of players feel a profound sense of emptiness. We are living in the peak of technical achievement and the valley of emotional connection. To understand why, we have to look at how fun was replaced by engagement metrics. The first problem is the shift from play to work. Modern games are no longer designed to be finished. They are designed to be inhabited. Developers used to want your $60. Now they want your soul. They use a concept called player retention. This is a fancy way of saying they want you to log in every single day. If you do not log in, you miss out. You miss the limited time event. You miss the daily reward. You miss the battle pass progression. Gaming has become a second job. When you turn on a game and see a list of chores, it stops being a play. It becomes an obligation. The dopamine hit comes from ticking a box rather than overcoming a challenge. This is the Skinner box effect. It is a psychological trap used on lab rats. Push the lever to get the pellet. In games, the pellet is a purple sword or a new hat. But once you have the hat, the hunger returns. You are not having fun. You are just satisfying a craving that the game created on purpose. The second issue is the death of the unknown. In the 90s and early 2000s, the world felt massive. You heard rumors at school about secret levels. You spent hours trying to find a hidden boss that might not even exist. There was a sense of genuine mystery. Today, that mystery is dead. The moment a game launches, there are 10,000 videos explaining every secret. If you get stuck for 5 seconds, you check your phone. The internet has turned gaming into a checklist. We no longer discover things. We just follow the optimal path. Players have optimized the fun out of the experience. In a multiplayer game, you cannot just play for fun anymore. You have to use the meta. You have to use the most powerful gun or the most efficient strategy. If you do not use the meta, you lose. This creates a cycle of stress where everyone plays exactly the same way. The joy of experimentation has been replaced by the fear of being inefficient. We are playing against spreadsheets rather than human beings. Then we have the graphics trap. We are obsessed with how games look. Every year the trees look more real. The water reflects the light perfectly. The faces of the characters look like real actors. But this beauty comes at a massive cost. Games now take 6 or 7 years to make. They cost $300 million to produce. When a company spends that much money, they cannot take risks. They cannot be weird or creative. They have to play it safe. This is why every big budget game feels the same. You climb a tower to reveal the map. You clear out an enemy camp. You follow a waypoint to the next story beat. It is the same formula with a different coat of paint. The industry has prioritized the eyes over the heart. A beautiful world that is empty of soul is just a digital museum. We are staring at masterpieces, but we are not allowed to touch the paint. Let us talk about the paradox of choice. In the past, you had 3 games. You played them until the discs were scratched. You knew every corner of every map. You found joy in the limitation. Now we have services like Game Pass and Steam sales. We have thousands of games at our fingertips for a small monthly fee. This sounds like a dream, but it is a nightmare for the brain. When you have too many options, nothing feels valuable. If a game does not grab you in the first 10 minutes, you delete it. You never give a game the chance to get good. You are constantly looking for the next thing instead of enjoying the current thing. This is why your library is full of games you have never played. The value of the experience has been diluted by the sheer volume of content. We are drowning in quality and starving for focus. Finally, we have to look at ourselves. We are older now. When you were 10 years old, you had no money but all the time in the world. A simple platformer felt like a grand adventure because your imagination did the heavy lifting. Now you have the money, but you have no time. You come home from an 8-hour shift and you are tired. Your brain does not want to learn a complex new system. It wants the familiar. It wants the comfort of the games you played when you were young. This is why we see so many remakes and remasters. The industry is selling us our own childhoods back to us. We are chasing a feeling that might not even be about the games themselves. We are chasing the feeling of having no responsibilities. We are looking for a time when the world was smaller and the screen was the only thing that mattered. But the screen cannot fix a tired mind. The final revelation is this: video games are not dying. In fact, the best games ever made are coming out right now. But they are not the ones with the $100 million marketing budgets. The fun has moved to the indie scene. Small teams of 3 people are taking the risks that the big studios are afraid of. They are making games about grief and joy and weird experimental mechanics. The fun is still there. You just have to stop looking at the shiny surface of the AAA industry. You have to stop treating your hobby like a chore. The moment you stop caring about the battle pass is the moment the game becomes a game again. The fun did not disappear. It just stopped being the priority of the people selling you the disc. So the next time you find yourself scrolling through your library, give yourself a break. Pick one game and commit to it. Turn off the internet and ignore the guides. Let yourself get lost like you did 20 years ago. Because the magic is not in the pixels or the frame rate. The magic is in your willingness to be surprised. If you keep looking for the work, you will find it. But if you look for the play, you might just remember why you started in the first place. Because at the end of the day, you do not have 500 games in your library. You have 500 adventures waiting for you to stop scrolling. If this video reminded you of why you love gaming, please hit the like button. It helps me keep making these deep dives without needing a battle pass. Subscribe for more. Now go play something just for the fun of it.